Select a card, lose it into the deck, shuffle up the cards in every which way, and then have the perfect outcome. It'll leave people speechless, and you know the best part? Come here. It's super easy to pull off. Alright, yo, so check this out. For those of you who are curious, today I'm going to be using the Pink Summer Monarchs, a spin-off of the original classic Monarchs by 311. We'll start this trick by handing the deck off to the spectator, and they can shuffle it up as much as they'd like, like a riffle shuffle, a couple of cuts, whatever they want to do, they can go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to dribble through the deck and have them call it stop whenever they like, let's just say right around here. Take a look at this card and memorize it. Chances are that I'm going to forget, so I want you to take a look at this card and memorize it, right? We'll put it back right in its position, and then maybe even give the deck a couple of cuts like this. Now, because of my card handling abilities, I was able to control it somewhere into the deck. Can you guess where it is? The sixth card from the top, check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's not your card. I was just kind of messing with you. The card's actually controlled right to the bottom. Here's what we're going to do. Let's make this a bit more fun. I want you to take about a fourth of the deck, turn it face up or face down, flip it onto the deck, then half the deck, turn that over, put it on the deck as well, then maybe like 3/4 of the deck, turn that face down as well. Now you can clearly see we have some cards that are face up, we have some cards that are face down, we have some cards that are facing, I don't even know. We have some cards that are facing multiple directions. I'm even gonna put these cards right into each other and shuffle them up this way as well, just to kind of be as fair as possible. Push that in, maybe give the deck a couple of cuts. And now, check this out. Every single card is facing the exact same direction, except for one card. And that one card is your 4 of hearts. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. What I got for you today is a super simple triumph I learned maybe about 8 years ago. I'm not sure who it's by or what it's called, so if you know, let me know down in the comments below. Did that rhyme? Am I a poet? Now, before we dive right into the tutorial, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and get ready to fool all your friends. Now grab your favorite deck, and let's do it. Alright, my friends, so welcome to the tutorial. A bit more info before we actually get started. I would rank this as like a mid to high level beginner type effect, just because of how simple all of the moves are to execute. I guess the only difficult thing is remembering exactly what to do and finding a few things here and there. And in my performance, I actually made it a bit more complex than it needed to be, just because I like to see what I can get away with under people's noses, but completely unnecessary. Magicians hate me for this. But anyway, starting off, I'd actually recommend having a bend in the deck, and you'll see why that's important later on, but having a slight bend in the deck. So if I just take the deck long ways like this, bend it just a little bit and give it a squeeze like this, and you're all pretty much set to go. Now you hand the deck off to the spectator, they can shuffle it up again as much as they like. Once you're satisfied shuffling up the deck, you have them pick out a card. And the reason I like to have the spectator shuffle is because it gives them some level of control, or gives them the feeling that they have some level of control, when in actuality you know that's not the truth whatsoever. So they shuffle up the deck, they hand it back to you, and you can have a card selected now in any method that you like. In my, I guess, performance, I just dribbled the cards, had the spectator call it stop, and you know, that was the card. But of course you can have them pick it out the old-fashioned way as well. Nothing's cooler than the old schooler. That's not the line. There's no school like the old school, that's what it is. So we have the 9 of diamonds selected in this case. What's going to happen is you want to control this 9 of diamonds to the bottom of the deck. Now, you can do one of 2 methods. Unnecessarily move it to the top, shuffle it all the way down here to the bottom, like I just did, and there it is. Or, here we go, hear me out on this one. You just take the card, show it to the spectator, turn the deck face up, and put it on the bottom of the deck. Either method you choose. If you choose to put it on top of the deck, you can do an overhand shuffle. So as I'm doing the overhand shuffle, I just peel off that one card and then continue shuffling, controlling that card to the bottom. Again, whatever method you want to use, just get that card to the bottom. Now you're going to have the deck face up, right? From this point on, you want to make it a bit more interactive with the spectator, because the more magic that happens in the spectator's hands, the more powerful your reactions are going to be from all the spectators. So you have them break off about a fourth of the deck. So a fourth of the deck, pick it up, turn it over, and put it back on top of the deck. Now they do this to half the deck, repeat the process, then about 3/4 of the deck, repeat the process. And now the reason for the bend was that so you'd easily be able to figure out where the cards are. And by the way, I guess let me take a step back and explain this real quick. When going through the deck now, the spectator is going to think that their cards facing every which way, but they're actually only cards facing in 2 directions. The downwards direction, like this, and the upwards direction, like this. It's really neat how this concept works. So that's literally it. And the last downward facing card is going to be the selected card. In this case, it is the 9 of diamonds. So there's a fun fact for you there. You don't need to know that, but it's good to know how tricks work once in a while. So the reason I had you bend the cards, right? Let me rebend, because these actually straighten out a lot faster than I'm used to. So let me rebend the cards like this. And now when the cards are cut like this, right? We have those 3 turns. You can kind of tell now, and even by looking at the side here, you can kind of tell where the break is between the cards where they're face to face. That's the area we have to find. So once this is done, once we have those 3 flips, I tell the spectator now we have some cards facing down. I cut near the top half of the deck. Then I cut near the bottom half of the deck. We have some cards facing up. And then I cut at the break like this, but I riffle off 1 extra card. And that 1 extra card that's riffled off is going to be the spectator selected card. So I break at this point as I'm talking to the spectator, then use my thumb to riffle off 1 more card like so. And now I say I'm going to take about half of this deck. So now I take every single card above where this spectator selected card is. They of course don't know that's their selected card. Take all the cards above this, turn this packet face up, and now I pharaoh them into each other. You don't have to pharaoh, you don't have to know how to pharaoh, but you want to put them into each other. And I don't recommend a riffle shuffle unless you do a closed riffle shuffle like this, because if you do like an open riffle shuffle, everyone can see that all the cards are face up except literally this 1 card. So if you want to do a riffle shuffle, have it closed close to you like this. And once the riffle shuffle is done, then you push it in. Do not actually bridge the cards together, because again, they can see, you know, that the cards are not all facing, or they're all kind of facing the same direction except 1. So then I push the cards in. I give the deck a couple of cuts while moving my wrist up and down like this, so it kind of seems like their cards face up and face down. And then I turn the cards towards the spectator and say all the cards are facing the same direction, or you can do a snap, flick, whatever you want to do a magic wave or whatever. All the cards are facing the same direction as I spread towards them, except for, when I get to that 1 card, except for 1 card, push that 1 card up, continue going all the way through. Their card was the 9 of diamonds. I like to kind of pull it out like this and reveal the 9 of diamonds. Blow them away with simplicity. Now, if you thought this was too easy and want to learn one of my favorite triumph effects by Dai Vernon, click on this video right over here. It is waiting specially for you. A huge shout out to all my Patreon producers, and thank you, love you, see you soon.